Murder is the most deadly game. These three criminologists play it.
About it, Croft?
Well, I knew him.
Your next line is, golly gee, I had no idea.
Lieutenant Everton, I don't appreciate sarcasm till later in the day. Why are you here?
How do you detect when you're detecting?
Well, sometimes gingerly.
Sometimes.
Well, this is how I do it. You got anything to say, Croft?
Golly gee, I had no idea.
Would you like me to advise you of your rights?
Yes, do that. I've never heard it done before. Why don't you let him?
He's just fishing, aren't you?
His wife says you were there, at their house.
In the afternoon. According to the paper, Isley was killed between 8 and 10. And the murder weapon, a .38 caliber, hasn't been found by the police yet.
And between 8 and 10 last night, you were...
With me.
With me.
That's beautiful.
It's the truth. So Jonathan and I were playing chess.
And I was making comments as usual. Who's Colonel Isley?
Oh, he's my commanding officer in Vietnam.
Why'd you go see him?
Now, hold it. I don't mean to be ungingerly or anything, but this is my case. You got enough of your own, haven't you?
He's right. Don't you think he's right, Vanessa?
Yes, he is right. We do have enough cases of our own, don't we?
Sorry. Ask Jonathan to tell you why he went to see the colonel.
Is that okay with you?
Quite right.
All right, why?
Personal.
Would you like another cup of coffee?
Not particularly.
How about at my place? It's out of the machine, but...
He can't hold you.
Yeah, I know that. I think maybe I'll go just to find out what it's all about.
Mr. Arcane? Vanessa?
Au revoir.
Your car or mine? Is he a good driver?
Mrs. Isley?
Yes, I'm Anna Isley. What did you want to see me about?
I'm a friend of Jonathan Croft.
Oh, well, come in, please. Sit down, please.
Mrs. Isley, I need to know what happened yesterday.
Are you with the police?
Criminologist. Jonathan works with me. The police think he might have killed him.
Oh, no. No, that's not possible.
Why not?
Because when Jonathan and I left, my husband was still alive.
Why did you ask Jonathan to come here?
Because my husband has been receiving threatening phone calls.
And you have no idea who made the calls?
No, just a man's voice on the telephone.
Tell me what happened yesterday.
Well, my husband had been drinking. When he did that, he became angry. That was his way. I couldn't do anything to reason with him, so I called Jonathan. And that made him furious. He, told me to get out, so I did.
With Jonathan?
Yes.
Jonathan came to my house about 8. Were you with him until that time?
Yes, for the most part. We went for a drink. And then he left me.
And you went home?
No, I drove. I just drove. I drove until I thought it was time that my husband would be a lovely man again. Excuse me. And then I came home. And then I found him. He was dead.
Would you show me?
Yes. When I found him, he was slumped over the table. I can't stay here.
I'll be in a minute.
What was the Colonel's game? Real or imagined?
How did you feel about Warcroft?
I did what I had to do.
How long was your tour?
8 months. I was wounded and discharged.
And then?
And then I joined military intelligence. I was married for a short while, and then I quit intelligence.
Why just for a while? I mean, why were you divorced?
Look, Everton, my wife is dead. I'm indulging you by answering these kinds of questions, but I'm getting tired of it.
Okay, let's get back to the Colonel.
Let's do just that.
I understand he was pretty heavy on the discipline.
He had to be. He had a battlefield command. He was a good officer.
How'd you feel about him?
I didn't like him.
Tell me about it.
I just didn't like him. If that's your motive for murder, then forget it.
His wife is very pretty, isn't she?
I think I'll wait this one out. See what he's building.
Well, I mean, she called and she asked you over to the house. She know her husband was going to be home?
Oh, that's what you're building. Was I having an affair with his wife?
Were you?
He was getting threatening phone calls. If you're looking for a murderer, why don't you check that out?
We are. Let me have it again, okay?
Here we go again. I got to Isley's place last night precisely at 6. We left a half an hour later, 6:30, with Anna. We went to a little place called the
Hastings House?
Hastings House. That's right. A little club on 3rd and Beverly. We had a drink. Left there about 7:45. She went her way. I had nothing to do. I went to Arcane's. We played some chess. That took 3 hours. I lost. Arcane using the Queen Gambit with a Chellichev variation. That's T-C-H-E-L-I-T-C.
Carry a piece, Croft?
Sometimes.
What's the caliber?
38.
We're going to want it.
Well, send for it. It's in my apartment somewhere.
Okay, we'll do that.
Well, let me watch. I misplace it a lot.
Was there ever anything between you and Anna Isley?
Like what?
Intimacy.
I met Anna in Saigon before she was married. After she was married, nothing.
Not even friendship?
Of course there was friendship.
All right, let's get back to the argument you had with the Colonel.
There wasn't any argument. He was drinking. He didn't think his life was threatened. He didn't want to talk about it. That's all there was to it.
All right, that's all there was to it. Let's get back to Anna. Is that really all there was to that.
Why don't you ask her?
Huh? Mrs. Isley. It's a pleasure to see you, Arcane.
Likewise.
Tony, Bert.
All right.
Lieutenant Everton here wants to know if we had ever had an affair.
What did you tell him?
You know better than to ask a question like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. What possible difference could that make to you?
Why are you here?
To verify Croft's story that he left when he said he did.
Consider it verified.
Good. Now you have Mrs. Isley's statement. I'm here to give you mine. Croft was at my house at 8. Together, they absolved Croft. And, of course, unless the Supreme Court has acted without my knowledge in the last several days...
Well, they wouldn't dare.
You have no grounds on which to detain Croft. And if you don't release him immediately...
You'll have my job.
I wouldn't have your job on a silver platter.
That's not very nice to say to a policeman.
Forgive me. Erase that.
Mr. Everton, I know that Jonathan didn't kill my husband.
You do, huh? How do you know?
Because Jonathan wouldn't deprive me of anything I loved. You see?
No, I don't. You, transcribe it. You two can go. You can wait outside if you want.
What about Croft?
Listen, I can ask questions like that.
Why don't you?
What about me?
Well, why don't you stick around? You can sign it.
I can stay with them, can't I?
Look, it's been a bad day, and I haven't gotten to use all this authority that I have. So they go, and you stay. What does Arcane pay you?
Why?
I have some pamphlets I'd like you to read. Bright young fellow like yourself.
What are you doing, Everton? Raiding my employees?
Please.
He makes as much as...
Please. One more please and you're resisting an officer.
I'll wait for you, Jonathan.
All of a sudden, it's a good day, right? Arcane blew his cool.
No, he didn't blow his cool. He just wanted to give you a good day.
Type that up, would you please?
Are you afraid to stay in your house alone?
No,
If you are, I have a guest house.
you're very kind. Most men are.
You're fortunate to think so.
Well, they have been good to me. Thank you.
If you'll wait, we'll see you home.
No, don't bother, really. I think I prefer to be alone.
Excuse me, sir. Could you tell me who to talk to?
What about?
Oh, well, I want to confess to a murder. I killed Colonel Isley. Could you tell me who to talk to about it?
Yes. Yes, I think you want to talk to that man over there, Lieutenant Everton.
Thank you.
Pardon me, who do I see about confessing to this?
Thank you.
I killed Colonel Isley.
I think the man you want to see is right over there.
Well, you're
You're here to confess a murder, aren't you?
That's right.
I direct traffic. Right this way, sir. Just ask for Lieutenant Everton.
I want to confess to killing. Lieutenant, you wait. No, sir.
Now it's about 7 o'clock that night. The colonel was alone down in a game room with us. We sat around for a while.
He's playing with his toy soldiers. We played a game of war. We had a drink together. I shot him with my .38 caliber revolver.
We got into kind of a shouted at each other, and then I shot him with my .38 revolver, and then I threw the gun into the ocean.
Took the gun out, and I killed him.
Okay, why would 4 of your buddies from Vietnam confess to a murder? Divide and conquer?
I don't know. I have no idea.
They know you killed the colonel. They're trying to cover for you, right?
Look, you can believe anything you want. I didn't do it.
All right, they think you killed the colonel. So they must also think that you have a motive, huh? What do they think your motive is?
Don't answer that.
What could I answer?
He has no answer.
Oh, don't start that, please.
What now, Everton? You gonna lock them all up?
They're lying, will you? They'll be out in 15 minutes.
Are they? Or is one of them telling the truth?
Remember that mission, Croft?
As long as I live.
There were 10 of us, Mr. Arcane. There's only 5 of us now. Thanks to Colonel Iceland.
He sent us into a trap, and he knew it.
We found out later that Isley knew the North Vietnamese would bivouac there.
How are you sure he knew?
He had intelligence reports, but he sent us anyway.
Why would he deliberately withhold information like that?
Well, we figured he wanted volunteers for his mission. If we'd known what he did, we wouldn't have gone.
Tell me about the pact.
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on now, Mr. King. You've just admitted it. You were sent on a mission. Half your friends were killed. The colonel who sent you withheld certain facts that might have saved their lives. You all hated him. Ergo, you formed a pact. Given a chance, one of you would kill the colonel. The rest of you would cover for whoever did it. Confess. Muddy up the investigation.
You think one of us did it?
That's right. The rest of you are living up to your vows.
Well, then. Which one?
I don't know. Were you part of this?
I didn't know anything about it.
Well, he was a part of the squad, though, so we felt he should be protected with the rest of us.
There was a pact.
Listen, that was dumb. If you knew something, why didn't you just go to the brass?
Dumb? It got you out of jail, didn't it?
As long as we're doing all these wonderful things for each other, somebody do something for me. Tell me which of you killed Colonel Isley.
I did.
I did. I did.
I did, too. Tell you what, Mr. Arcane. If you really think that one of us did it, we'll hire you to find out which.
Shall we discuss a fee?
Okay, Danny. That's a print. Lunch!
Hi.
Oh, hi.
You're Scott Norton, aren't you?
That's right.
I'm Vanessa Smith. I work for Arcane.
Oh,
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I didn't expect him to send me a lady shamus.
That's not a very nice thing to call a girl.
What?
I didn't expect you to be an actor.
Now that's not a nice thing to call a fella either, because I'm not an actor. I'm a stuntman. When the actor gets shot, I fall down dead. And when he's dragged off by a runaway horse, I get the bruises. And when he's carving his filet mignon, I'm having a hamburger. And I like it.
How did you get into it?
Well, when I got out of the Army, I drifted around like a lot of other guys looking for a job. And one day in the unemployment line, Thursday at 2:30, a fellow told me that the studio was looking for someone who knew how to handle explosives to help them on a war picture. And since that's what I did in Vietnam, I applied for the job and got it. From that, stuntman. Sort of, into it, if you'll pardon the pun.
Not a very good one.
I know, that's why I'm not a writer either. So now you know.
Now I know what, son.
What you came here to find out? That I not only hated Colonel Isley, but that I shot him stone cold dead.
Yes, of course you did.
Yes, I did.
Well, what about his wife?
Anna? I was in love with Anna. I think we were all in love with Anna.
Jonathan, too?
Every one of us. Oh, I don't think anyone knew how real it was. It was a very dirty war. The times that we did get back to Saigon, she was there. She was clean, fresh, beautiful. Eager to see each one of us. Then she up and married the colonel. Now, that surprised us. That surprised all of us. Her mother was an American. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yep, an Army nurse in World War II. Fell in love with the Vietnamese and deserted. That's an exciting combination, don't you think?
What was she doing in Saigon?
You know, we never really knew. Some talk had it that she worked for the Kong. Other talk that she was a prostitute, which I doubt. I'll tell you something funny. I don't think any one of us actually ever made love to her. Well, I know I didn't.
What was that for?
That was the extent of my conquest of Anna.
Tell me more about her.
Give me the other cheek.
Aren't you lucky? Kissed her twice.
No. That was for you. For having dinner with me this Friday night.
Well, I don't know about that. Tell me about Anna.
That's about all there is, really. We were just content that she was there. Never really asked her why she was.
She had a rather elaborate apartment with no, as they say, apparent means of support.
Which may mean something or other. Or absolutely nothing at all.
Well, she was quite young, wasn't she?
Difficult to say. Perhaps 25, 26.
And very pretty.
Exceptionally.
Wonder why she married such an older man.
Why did I marry him?
Because you loved him.
Oh, Jonathan. Why do Americans persist in calling things by their exact name? It's as if something between two people need a label that fits or else everything would just collapse. There came a time in my life when he held most of the answers for me. If it pleases you to call that love, well, yes, I loved him.
I always wondered.
He became very important to me, more important than anybody, really. Even more important than you. Did you know that?
Anna.
Yes?
Not now. Maybe later.
We are a long way from Vietnam. Everything changes. We change.
A few more scars. More lives wrecked. That time in the hospital in Saigon? I remember.
All my life. Jonathan.
We lost so many. Dead. And for no reason.
No. No reason.
Did you know that your husband withheld the intelligence reports when he sent our squad out?
Yes, I did. But when I asked him about it, he became so angry. He said they took the bridge out, didn't they? Well, I didn't dare ask him about it again. He was my husband. Jonathan, you know I'd never betray you, don't you? I don't even know how to ask you this, but I have to. I have to for my own peace of mind. Did you kill him?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Oh, Jonathan.
Did you?
What are we doing?
For my own peace of mind, did you?
No, I didn't.
It's amazing what you can make out of a plain old piece of wood. Carve it, mold it, turn it into something beautiful, like this. Freddie, show Miss Smith what you're working on.
Hey, that's great.
Freddie.
How long have you been a teacher?
Don't let him hear you say that word. I tell him I'm a wood coach. It sounds better. Since I got back from the NAM, this warehouse was gutted in the riots. Nobody wanted it, so we came along with shovels and shovels.
You did a great job. I bet it wasn't easy.
It wasn't. We got a lot of static from the militants at first, but they aren't against the kids.
What could they possibly have objected to?
The lathes and the equipment were donated by the whites.
I don't understand.
You're not blood. That's where the knowledge is.
Are you militant?
I was when I went to the NAM, but when I got back, I had a different perspective on things. I saw too much killing.
Well, then why did you confess to killing Colonel Isley?
Because I committed it. Because the colonel deserved what he got. 5 men dead. J.C. was with his brain damaged. You should have seen him before. Bright, full of life. Now he's a grinning vegetable. I confess to killing the man responsible for that any day, twice.
Scott Norton said that you were all in love with Anna.
Every one of us gave her our best try. He struck out.
Well, if you were enough in love with her, you could have killed her husband.
Maybe I didn't love her enough. That's why I killed him.
Maybe she killed him.
Anna? No chance.
Would you really give up all this that you worked so hard to pull together just for revenge? To carry out some insane pact you made a long time ago during the war? I don't think so. I think if you had a chance to kill Colonel Isley, you'd think about it a long time and then reject the idea. Because you have too much to lose. And they have too much to lose.
How's this? Okay?
Beautiful, Freddie.
Okay, thank you.
See what I mean? You have too much to lose.
First of all, I want to tell you I don't have a whole lot of time. This situation has already cost me more than it's worth.
I take it you're referring to the pact. Or is it my fee?
People do stupid things, Mr. Arcane. My agreeing to the pact was one of them.
If you think it's stupid, why'd you confess?
Well, Norton and Miles came to see me, told me Croft had been picked up. I argued against going to the police, you know. But I let them convince me. We picked up Severs along the way.
Are you rescinding your confession?
I'm talking off the record. I'll deny even having seen you. No, of course not. I didn't kill Isley. Why should I? That was Vietnam. This is now. My life is much too comfortable to risk everything for a senseless murder.
2 questions. Why do you think the mission was so important? And why do you think Colonel Isley withheld the reports?
Well, to begin with, the mission was pontoon bridge. The Kong kept moving up and down the river to get supplies across.
How'd they do that?
They made a floating bridge that they could tie to trees on either side of the river, move the supplies across, untie it, and float it away. Kept moving. We couldn't get a target on it.
I understand the bridge got taken out. Why does Miles insist it was a death trap?
It was a trap for an ambush. The Kong replaced it the next day. Isley knew Charlie'd be waiting for us.
Norton believes the colonel withheld that intelligence.
There's no argument about that, none. And no one knows why.
You say you didn't kill Isley. Who do you think did?
I happen to think the police picked up the right man. I think Croft did it.
Croft?
Yeah, that's right.
It's Jay Severs. How are you?
Fine, how's yourself?
Fine. I guess. Well, I mean, I get scared sometimes. Like I never left Vietnam. You know what I mean? Croft, I gotta talk to you. It's real important.
Well, okay, where are you? I'll come right over.
Oh, no. Tonight. After I close. Talk more private.
Okay. I'll see you then, buddy.
Tonight. At my toy shop. Please? Please?
Set it for double space. Now type in one line, Jay's suicide note. I killed Colonel Isley because of his having tried to kill me. Double space, and type J. Severs. Now, let me show you something. There was another line on Jay's note.
You did that very well, Jonathan.
Well, I studied night school. But you're the deduction man. Tell me, what have I got?
A suicide note from an old friend.
I don't think it's a suicide note, and I don't think Jay typed it. Of course, I'm only guessing. I'm not in your league when it comes to things like this.
Assume that you are.
Well, there's so many things about this note that are funny. First, the space tab on Jay's typewriter was set for double space, which means the first two lines should have been double spaced, except the second line is single spaced.
Conclusion, it may have been typed in by someone else.
After they killed Jay. Something else. Jay wouldn't have written this note. I mean, he wouldn't have written, I killed Colonel Isley because of his having tried to kill me. That was written by an educated man.
Another thing is a comma after goodbye in the line, goodbye, all my good friends. That's the punctuation of a literate man.
Jay knew how to make toys, but where to put a comma? That would have confused him.
May I deduce now?
Go ahead, it's your house.
The note. I suggest it may have been one of the notes signed by all the men who confessed to the colonel's murder as a guarantee against betrayal of one by another. And look, it's signed as if it were a document.
It's a guarantee against cop-out.
All these things about the note, conjecture. But in the aggregate, you have to raise an eyebrow at its validity. You're raising an eyebrow, Jonathan?
You know it. Do you suppose Jay was trying to tell me something? Do you suppose they had to kill him and then make it look like suicide?
Is that what you think?
I don't know. I don't know what I think. All I know is I got a lot of questions.
I am of some note in the field of answer man.
Okay. Why did they wait so long to form a murder pact? After they found out what the colonel did, they could have killed him in the field. It would have been so easy. Easy to do, easy to explain. The Viet Cong got him in the back.
I don't know. I can't answer that.
That's strike one. Try this. The colonel wasn't a drinking man. When did he start to drink? Why?
Strike two.
Why would the colonel want to wipe out a whole patrol? His own men. Men he had fought with.
That was a sneaky curve, Jonathan.
And you're out, Mr. Arcane. It's been a pleasure.
Jonathan. Well, the answer man failed you.
Therefore, I guess I'll try the answer lady.
I know.
Jay dead? How?
Well, he was found with a gun in his hand and a suicide note.
Oh. Well, then I don't feel too badly.
Oh?
Well, it was his life, and I guess it was his choice to live it or not.
Well, I'm sorry I can't feel that way about it. I mean, I can understand it in my brain, but not in my blood.
No, I suppose I can accept it because that's the part of me that's Asiatic.
Look, I don't want to play word games about Jay. He was my friend. He's dead. And I'm sorry.
Yes, of course, for yourself, because he was...
Knock it off.
I'm sorry. Would you like a drink?
Yeah.
All right. I know. Scotch.
Why was he drunk?
Huh? Oh. Jonathan, why can't we be pleasant like once before?
Why was he drunk? He never used to drink.
I learned to drink. Why couldn't he?
Are you going to be cunning about this?
No.
Well, just answer. I'm just asking you why he turned out to be a drunk.
Jonathan, don't annoy me.
Were you making it?
I beg your pardon?
Well, you're making it in your marriage. Was it going well?
Jonathan, are you trying to include me in my husband's death? Oh, get out of here.
When did he tell you he withheld the intelligence report?
I said get out of
When
here.
did he tell you? When he was drunk? When he was drunk.
Jonathan, I warn you.
No, don't do that. Don't warn me. Because if you do, then I'll know it's a threat. And then you know what I'll think? I think you'll have to talk to King and Miles and Norton. Uh-huh. Like maybe you talked to them when you found out what your husband had done.
Jonathan, I am sorry that
Well,
you
that's
feel
a better
this way.
word. That's a better word, whatever it means. But it doesn't change anything. He killed your lover, didn't he?
Oh, what lover?
Captain Reed. First you married Isley, and then you took on a lover. I'm only guessing, but it sounds like a pretty good guess right now.
Oh,
When I was in Saigon in the hospital, and I told you what had happened to the rest of the guys, you didn't blink an eye. Not a tear until I mentioned Captain Reed had been blown
you
up.
are hurting
Captain
me.
Reed, that's when your world came apart. That's what showed on your face. Is that the way it was?
Oh, get them. Don't quite come my back. Oh, Jonathan, I just wished you dead and cursed.
So would have I.
Hello, Miles. Jonathan Croft. Look, I gotta talk to you. No, I can't. Not on the phone. Any place you want. I'll wait. King's Boat? Okay. In an hour? Okay. See you then. Bye. What's so important you couldn't tell me on the phone?
You know the way I feel about phones.
Get it together, baby.
You blew it. You really blew it. Think of what you had going with all those kids.
Get it all together.
He didn't commit suicide, did he?
Is that what you figure?
A poor simple guy playing with toys. Who needed him dead?
And you figure me?
Maybe you. Maybe King.
Try maybe Norton.
That's right. You didn't say you were alone.
Right.
You're a no good buddy. You think mean things. You figure mean things.
You killed Jay yourself? Or with him? Or was it the three of you? What's the matter? Didn't you expect to see me again? Alive?
What do you want, Jonathan?
The end of it.
Oh, Jonathan, you've been hurt.
What difference does that make? What kind of game are you playing anyway?
I'm being concerned.
No, frantic. They didn't make it, Anna. Miles and Norton, they tried to kill me, but they didn't make it. You really are a dragon lady. You wished me dead and almost made it happen.
I wished you dead. And I wish you were.
And you're worried about me being hurt.
Pain is ugly.
Wonderful. I brought you something. Let's see if it fits. Hello, Jonathan. I thought you might be here. I just came from your boat. You got some swabbing to do. Playing a game.
Not really. I was waiting for you.
I found this firing pin in Bullet, Jay Seaver's shop.
Did you ever know that I lent him the money to buy that shop?
Jonathan, Roland is very rich.
Shut up. You may already have killed us all, Anna. Just shut up.
Anna? This is what killed your husband, isn't it? Not a pistol the way the police thought, but this. That you must have given it to somebody to rig.
Jonathan, why don't
She
you...
is beautiful, Jonathan. But she talks much too much. Nevertheless, what she says is true. I am rich, very rich.
Why don't you tell me the way you see it, King? I'd like to know.
And a lot of it's in cash.
Were you all here? I would suppose so, but you'd be the only one who played the war game. And the rest of them wanted to watch, is that right? Did you watch too?
I'll write down a figure, Jonathan.
Don't move. Not an inch. You've been had, King. All of you. Anna told you that Isley withheld the intelligence report so you formed a pact, but she didn't tell you all of it. She neglected to tell you that Isley tried to wipe out the patrol so that he could kill her lover.
Shut up.
So all of you, for your own reasons, wanted to see him die on the battlefront for what he had done.
To all of us, Jonathan. And to you. And to you, and to you, and to you, to you, to you.
That's the end of it, Anna. You said it. We change. Everything changes. Sometimes. It's a pity.
The Most Deadly Game will return in a moment.
How'd it go?
Very good. Lieutenant Everton's very happy. They're all on the pokey. Well, what do we got here?
You are about to be guest of honor at a novel Oriental feast. Have a fortune cookie.
Before dinner?
Have the fortune cookie, Jonathan. It's a novel feast.
You are about to have a novel Oriental feast with a 100% American girl.
Why don't you have your fortune cookie?
I'll have two. You are about to dine at a delicatessen.
Read the other.
On your way out, turn out the lights.
Now, what does it say? You're blushing.
Hurry up and eat. Your food's getting cold.